Hello everyone, the three of us are back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about social skills and conflict resolution, which in general is just communication, because no matter what we're doing right now, whether we're into music, art, sports, school, no matter what we want to do in the future, it's always going to require us to be able to communicate. And in order for us to be successful, we need to always be respectful, patient, kind, all those kinds of things. So after our mini lecture here, we're going to have scenarios written up about each of our topics for you all to discuss and read over and sort of see what you would do and use the skills that we will teach you in solving these issues. So first, a very common one that I know everyone on earth feels is anger. So when we get angry, sometimes it is unavoidable, things don't go your way, things get frustrating, that's okay. But what's important is how you approach it. So we have right here a 5-step approach to dealing with these feelings of anger. The very first one, which sounds kind of funny, but we call it self-awareness because it's what's the problem, right? Why am I angry? Sometimes you might be angry and not even understand. So it's important to take a second to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What's causing this? Number 2, then, once you figure that out, would be self-control, because you might get angry and want to react right away. A lot of times our immediate reaction sometimes isn't the most appropriate or maybe the most effective. So we always want to think through what we will either say or do in this situation. And then for number 3, we call it self-preservation, because while we're thinking through what we might do, we also want to consider the consequences of each action. So if you're upset with your mom because she won't let you do something and you don't think you just yell at her, you didn't consider the consequences of her maybe grounding you or taking something away from you or not being able to do what it was that you wanted to do. So we call it self-preservation because you can save yourself some trouble if you consider the consequences first. 4, self-action, make the decision. After you've gone through the first 3 steps, you pick the one you think is going to end up the best, make the decision. And number 5 would be self-reflection. So then it would be to think about, was this a good decision? How did it turn out? How will I approach this in the future? Staying calm is also very hard to do, but can really help you when it comes to the self-preservation step, because taking a second to focus on yourself first and your thoughts can really help you when it comes time to approach the issue directly. So these were our 5 steps to dealing with anger. And then, ironically, when it comes to disagreeing with someone, we also have 5 steps that are easy to follow. Well, I guess I shouldn't say easy, but easy to understand. So number 1 would just be, as much as you can, try not to make it personal. Someone might not have the same opinion as you, but that doesn't mean that they are attacking you as an individual, right? You think A, they think B. So number 2, when you're deciding to speak up to someone about something you disagree with, you very much want to put yourself in their shoes, right? And you want to think, how would I want to be approached? What's the language that I would like them to use with me? You never want to put them down or make them feel less of a person or make them feel less intelligent or anything like that just because they happen to have a different opinion than you. And I know this can be difficult, especially when we really believe things strongly, but it's always important to put ourselves in the other person's shoes. Same with staying angry, staying calm, or same with when you get angry, staying calm is always important. So number 3 would be to use I statements, which I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that before, but there are things like you statements and I statements. You statements seem a little bit more aggressive, like you stole this from me, you made me feel bad. And that's sort of attacking someone, you're wrong for that, you're dumb. It's less aggressive, it's more polite to approach someone with I statements. So you talk about how what they did made you feel. So maybe I'd say, I felt sad when you said this to me. I thought that you were being inconsiderate when you did this. So always starting the statements with I instead of you can help the person not feel so attacked and feel like you're just communicating with them calmly. Number 4, same kind of with number 2, is listen to their point of view. You may not agree, and that's okay. And you don't need to change your opinion, but you want to be listened to and you want to be heard. So it's always important to make sure that you give the other person a chance to speak what they think. And number 5, the golden statement of these first 2 is just to stay calm. As hard as it could be, staying calm could be in the moment, just taking a deep breath. It could be, taking a day. Maybe you want to exercise. Maybe you want to meditate. Maybe you want to sleep. Maybe you want to eat. Whatever it is that can help you get yourself from 10 out of 10, I'm raging, to, 1, 2, 3 out of 10, I'm calm, I can think things through, and I'm ready to communicate with this person appropriately and respectfully.
Hi, friends. So I am going to talk about a little bit more on ways to reduce stress, or if you're in a stressful situation, some things that might be able to help you calm down a little bit and try to keep that stress out of you. Everyone has stress. I have stress. I'm sure Emily and Bridget have stress too because of college and everything. And stress can be in different types of situations. It could be through school, friends, family, social situations, economical situations. It can be through anything that you can think of. Anything can be stressful. So I just wrote down a few things that I personally believe that help me the most when it comes to reducing my stress. Number 1 for me would probably be exercise, because I'm more focused on keeping my body healthy, and it releases endorphins and gives me serotonin. Number 2 is writing it down. Writing it down really helps. Also for school wise, for me, how I deal with my stress during school is I write down a to-do list of things that I need to get done, and checking off each one of them, it basically is a new stress relief for me whenever I get to check that little box. Another one is laughing or hanging out with friends or family, having just a fun time with friends and family really helps. I try to do it as much as I can. I know right now with COVID, it's a little difficult to actually go and hang out with friends, but I know a lot of you are at school, so you get to see your friends all the time, and spending time with family really does help. I've learned to appreciate family during this time. And then listening to calming or happy music. I have a Spotify playlist that I have just for when I'm stressful. So it really helps. It's a lot of piano music, surprisingly. Piano music really helps me. And then spending time with a pet. That one is probably my all-time favorite, because who wouldn't want to spend time with a pet? Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. And then I also had ways to deal with apologizing. So apologizing, it can mean a lot of things. When you are in a situation where you want to apologize to someone, but you don't know how, or you want someone to apologize to you for doing something to you. I got this 4-step system from one of my teachers here at UWSP. And the first one would be to describe. So exactly what the behavior, action, and issue you want to change. So One of the scenarios that I gave you, you can use this actual step-by-step approach when it comes to that. So, for example, you'd be like, when you do this action, then you would go into express. So express is your feelings. We always assume that others know exactly how we're feeling. So when you do blank, I feel blank. And then number 3 would be specify the exact change you want. I would like. So when you feel blank, I feel blank. But personally, I would like blank. And then the last one, I need to move this. I'm so sorry. The last one would be like consequences. So it could be a positive or negative. We want to try to stay more in the positive, obviously, but we have to use reinforcement to change. So this would be the full example. When you blank, I feel blank, and I would like you to blank. If you do the certain thing I want, then, there's the either positive or negative. I'm trying to think of the word. The positive or negative punishment or reinforcement. So I have personally used this in the past, and it actually really helps when it comes to wanting someone to apologize to me for something that they should have done originally, and how you can handle conflicts without being disrespectful.
All right, hello everybody, reporting to you from my college house. Hope everybody had a super awesome and fun and memorable, relaxing spring break. So my chunk of the presentation is going to be talking about 5 steps to effectively saying no. Super important to know. If you kind of get in a sticky situation where something is not good for you, you might have too much on your plate, this is a good way to know how to say no. First off, you're going to start by saying no, and saying no assertively, saying it with confidence. Sometimes it might be an uncomfortable situation, but you have to be as confident, as assertive as possible, simply saying, no, that's not good for me. Number 2, say why or something that might happen if you do it. If you say yes to it, a consequence that'll give them meaning and like reasoning why this just isn't going to work for you. Number 3, suggest an alternative to the unwanted behavior. So something that might work better for yourself, something that might work better for the both of you. Number 4 is going to be trying to change the subject. So changing the subject altogether, maybe distracting them if you're kind of uncomfortable, just completely changing what you're talking about. Maybe they'll forget what they were even trying to push you into. And then number 5 is going to be act on the alternative or leave the situation. So either honor the alternative that you brought up, go through with it, or completely leave the situation. Sometimes if somebody's asking you to do something and they are pushing you into it, which is disrespecting you, you don't have to give that back. If they're not respecting you, you can just leave the situation completely. So we are going to plug this into a scenario. So this is an example. We're going to plug into the 5 steps of saying no. So your friend approaches you before school and he asks you to skip so that you two can play the new Fortnite update. It's dropping right during school. You guys don't want to miss it. And he says, it's no big deal. It's just Friday. The weekend's coming up or whatever. Like, it's just a Friday. It's no big deal. So you know that you have a quiz first block, you have a big exam fourth block, you've been studying super hard for, you know that this isn't a good idea. So we're going to run through and plug this into the 5 steps of saying no. First step, no, that sounds fun, but I can't do that. Flat out saying no to that. So 2 is giving rationale, giving reasoning. I have a few exams today, I have quizzes today, I've been studying super hard for them, put so much hard work into it just to have nothing happen or to get penalized because of it. I don't want my grade to go down, my grades to suffer. 3, offering an alternative. So I'm free after school today. I have all tomorrow, all weekend to play Fortnite. We can check out the new update. It's no big deal. Number 4, how about them Packers? So you can completely change the subject, talk about sports, maybe ask about the update, and that'll kind of get them off on a tangent or something. You can change it to just about anything just to kind of diffuse the situation. And then 5, I'll see you later. That's leaving the situation. Not quite that one's not leaving the situation, but that's just saying like, I'll see you later. I'm free after school. I'll see you this weekend. I'll see you later. And then I have to get to class. That is leaving the situation, respectfully. So those are the 5 steps is with an example plugged into it. Next topic is going to be the harm of rumors and gossip. So try to think of yourself, think to yourself and think if you have ever had a rumor or gossip spread about you. If you've ever heard your name kind of circulating around, something that wasn't true. And then also think to yourself, were you the person that has been spreading, talking about other people? Have you ever spread a rumor that kind of hurt somebody's reputation? That's what we're going to be talking about. So the definition of a rumor, a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth. So it's usually something that isn't true. It's a story that's circulating around, getting to a bunch of people. People are eager to share it. Gossip is going to be casual conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed to be true. So this one's a little bit more casual. Sometimes people have nothing better to talk about, so they just resort to going right into gossip. Gossip is easy to do. Rumors are easy to spread. That's why there's so many of them, or it seems like there's just always gossip. So these might not be true. They might be completely made up. It might be personal information that somebody was trusted with. That trusted person unrightfully shared it. So it might be true information that wasn't supposed to get out, that shouldn't be, that needs to be cut off somewhere. It also might be an attempt to ruin someone's reputation. So it's not true, but it's going to make them look bad. And obviously that's easy to do sometimes. Like you really don't like somebody and it's easy to say something bad about them to make them look bad. Or maybe a situation wasn't so bad, but you exaggerate it to just make them look worse. So kind of an application to life, kind of the big purpose and reasoning here. So when you hear a nasty rumor, imagine that your name was the one plugged into it. So next time you hear something, whatever it is, whatever situation, imagine that it's your name that they're saying instead of that person's. Would you want others to share and spread that? Would you want other people hearing that? Absolutely not. Nobody wants to hear bad rumors or gossip being spread about them, especially if it's not true. So it's important to cut off the rumor there. So either to cut it off, change the subject. Something that's way better is being more proactive and being like, that's not okay. I don't think that's true. Please stop saying that. Like those are great ways to diffuse that situation and to get people to stop spreading those rumors or talking gossip. So those are all the topics that we have for all of you in this presentation. Your next assignment is going to be, we are going to have you all split into 6 groups. Your teacher's going to split you up. We'll have 6 scenarios that relate to the topics that us ladies talked about today. So you're going to be in small groups, discuss your scenario, and then you're going to read it to the rest of your class. You guys are going to go around one by one. You're going to read it to the rest of your class, and then you're also going to give your reasoning or talk about what you talked through, the right thing to do in a lot of the scenarios. You're going to share that with the rest of the class, and everybody's going to go through their scenarios. So hope you all learned a lot with this one, a lot of good stuff this time. And that's all we got for you. I hope you all have a great day.